At the Tokyo Olympics held in 2021, we saw Jamaican women dominate the sprinting game, unlike we've ever seen before. While the names were not new to us, these women took on a brand new level of dominance, capturing all 3 medals in the 100-meter and taking gold in the 200-meter and 4x100m. In that same season, Elaine Thompson-Herah and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce became the 2 fastest women alive by both going under 10.7, making it the first time in history where more than one female went under the barrier in the same season. They moved up to 2nd and 3rd on the all-time list, and Shericka Jackson emerged as one of the fastest women in history as well. For all that dominance, that never ended that season. As a matter of fact, we are still in the era. It is quite unbelievable that these 3 women on one team have not broken the 4x1 world record as yet. It is more astonishing to believe these women are not the reigning world champions in the event.
Shericka Jackson's got a lot of closing to do here. Listen to the crowd. TT Terry. Can she hold off Jackson? Yes, she can.
So with some of the fastest women, not only of the modern era, but of all time, why can't they manage to break the world record? The answer to that lies in the origins of the rise to prominence for Jamaican female sprinting. Since 1922, when records started getting recorded, the world record changed 42 times. Of all those times, only 9 countries can lay claim to once owning the fastest relay squad. Surprisingly, Jamaica is not one of those territories. Jamaica had only started creating female top talents in numbers in the 1980s, winning their first Olympic medal in the event in 1996. And ever since then, they've created some great squads and athletes, only failing to medal at an Olympics once. Despite the newfound success for the Caribbean nation, they were somehow managing to not get the very best of the caliber athletes they had, which came as a result of not enough attention being given to the chemistry of the squad. The Jamaican team historically is made up of the 4 fastest women in the 100-meter, and with a few exceptions, the 200-meter champion may be used. Along with that, the teams used at major championships typically don't run prior to the major event. This factor may not seem crucial, but if we look at the record-breaking squad that ran 40.82 at the London Olympics, we can see that very same squad was created for the Penn relays that same year. Every athlete on that relay squad ran the very same leg they did later that year. And by the London Games, they were able to lower the 42.1 at the Penn relays by 1.37 seconds. The performance came as a shock to many, but in an event that is as quick and technical as a 4x1, strong chemistry between the athletes can determine a whole lot. In this case, it determined a gold medal and a world record. Prior to 2012, 2 of the pivotal members of that squad, Carmelita Jeter and Allison Felix, teamed with each other at the Penn Relays in 2010 and 2011, along with the previous World Championship. Jamaica sent strong teams to compete before the major championships at the Penn Relays. However, by the time the championship comes around, there are a lot of changes, which defeats the purpose of getting a team to develop chemistry. Speaking of changes, that is probably the main reason the country has yet to take down the world record. Even though all 4 members of the current team are extremely quick, the mismanagement of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Elaine Thompson-Herah, who are 2 key pieces to this relay team, has cost the squad extra success. Shelly-Ann has been a part of Jamaican squads for 15 years now, and having analyzed all 11 major championship races, her best contribution comes from the first leg and the anchor. In fact, her chance to start a relay resulted in a national record. Elaine's best contribution has come from the third leg. We can look back to 2015. That is the only time Jamaica has run with both women in their right positions. and it resulted in a 41.07 seconds. That with a team that is not as strong as the current. Shelly-Ann's first 12 years saw her on 3 legs. Third leg has never been one of them. However, now she has been moved to the third leg, while Elaine hasn't moved to the second leg. In analyzing the previous record holders, it is important not to sacrifice older members of a squad to satisfy the newcomers, because it is important for athletes to master their roles and get athletes that complement each other. We saw where Jetter's role never changed. She was always the anchor. Allyson Felix always the second leg. On the East German squad, Silke Müller always started, while Marlies Gür always anchored.
Now, what was it like setting a world record and becoming the fastest woman alive?
Setting the world record, a lot came into that. We were at the Olympics and we had been doing handoffs with several athletes, and it just wasn't, the chemistry just wasn't vibing. And several of the women had ran extremely fast, but this one particular woman was doing everything right, but she didn't have the fastest time. And, we had to make a executive decision. And I tell people all the time, it's not about time, it's about chemistry.
We are seeing where the 2 fastest women on the Jamaican squad are being used on legs they are not accustomed to. Shelly-Ann's start and acceleration does way more damage on the first leg than on the third. And also Elaine's ability around the turns comes in handy on the third leg, rather than on the back straight. A team this talented was still able to pull off the 3rd fastest time in history, despite not making the full use of the athletes. So it is almost guaranteed that once they carry the baton around in the right order, and with all the measure in place leading up to the championships, they will take down the legendary world record.
Heroines of these championships in Moscow. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce going to complete the treble, wins by a streak. It's frantic behind, and it's France just dipping ahead of USA. But what a huge margin of victory. What a triumph. What a time too.
41-29, the championship record. Well, I'm not surprised the Jamaicans really are flying.